Falling behind in League is frustrating. You feel trapped, unable to affect the game, like you have no control. But being able to play from behind is a very important skill that many players lack, even in high elos like Diamond. Ego, or a simple lack of knowledge, causes a game to spiral out of control for your other teammates. In this video, I hope to give you some insight into how to play from behind, or just send this to your feeding teammates to flame them post-game. The first skill to learn is how to let yourself get carried. Not every game has to be about you. For example, let's look at this ranked game. It starts out a little rough. I get 2 assists and the enemy Gwen dies. But instead of playing safe and waiting for an opportunity to get back into the game, she just feeds, and feeds, and feeds. It really drags on for a while. However, if we look at the post game, Shaco has 6 kills and 3 assists. But she was too focused on getting herself back into the game that she failed to see the alternate win condition. And speaking of win conditions, when you fall behind, look towards them. If you're on a greedy pick, stop bleeding, stop dying, and let your team carry you. If you're a tank, build supportively. For example, building a Knight's Vow so that your 10 and 0 Vayne can live for a bit longer. In this Tryndamere game, I randomly give Vayne a kill at level 1, but instead of raging and flaming my jungler for not ganking me, I simply farmed and bided my time until I could get an opportunity to solo kill her. Even if I didn't get the kill, Carlos could have carried this game with his crazy scoreline. The third skill to learn is how to play weak side. The concept of strong side and weak side can get a little complex, but the simple version is wherever your jungler is ganking primarily is the strong side, and wherever the jungler is ignoring is the weak side. And the basics of jungling is to gank the lane that's most ahead. Meaning that if you're 0 and 5, your jungler is probably not going to want to gank you, and instead are going to focus on the 7 and 0 lane. This isn't a jungle diff, it's a mental diff. Now, learning how to play weak side isn't easy. You always want your jungler to camp your lane because, oh man, if only I got a single gank, anything, I could have just carried this game on my back. And it's definitely a skill that I have trouble with. I tend to get mad at my junglers if they don't gank me, but instead of crying about it in chat, I just grit my teeth and endure. And speaking of flaming in chat, tilting is probably the worst thing that you could do if you fall behind. Have you ever had a game where you're feeding teammates, flaming everyone, calling the jungler names, and you're just like, shut up, man? Well, when you're behind and you start flaming, that's what you look like. Additionally, flaming your team because you fell behind makes your team play worse and less likely to carry you. Overall, playing from behind is a skill that everyone needs to learn, but no one wants to use. Letting yourself get carried can be humiliating, but it can also be fun. Being in the carry role is stressful, and League is already a stressful game. So, if you fall behind, then try and support your teammates as best you can. And as always, thank you for watching.